Okay, adjectives and phrases, just to clarify. So what are they? Adjectives are describing words, aren't they? Like big, small, tall, thin. Numbers also can be describing, like 1, 2, 3 tells you how many there are of them. But we'll concentrate on the ones that are more obvious. So we know that in French all nouns are either masculine or feminine, or they could be masculine plural or feminine plural. And the rules are that most adjectives go after the noun. So you say jacket red rather than red jacket. There are a few that can go before as well. You just have to learn these, and these at the end in the more advanced section. How do you change them? Well, if the adjective is if whatever the adjective is, if we want to make it into the feminine form to go with a feminine noun, like it's singular, we just add an e on the end of the adjective if it ends in a consonant. If it doesn't end in a consonant, then we don't add anything to the end of it. E.g. une table verte from vert, but une table jaune because it's already got an e. Alright, we don't need to add anything else to it. For the plurals, we just add an s. So unless it already has an s, of course, in which case you leave it as the same. So we have un livre anglais, an English book, deux livres, deux livres anglais. However, deux tables anglaises. Can you see here that although we've left the s on the end, we've had to add es because we're e for the feminine because table is feminine, and then because it ends in an e, a vowel, we'll just put another s on the end. All right. So the normal rule for this one here: une table verte, deux tables vertes, un stylo, deux stylos. Okay, we just add the s on the end. Okay. Happy with that? If we move that, we'll move on. Slightly more advanced. So if the adjective might end in al, just for the masculine plural, you change the al to aux. It's just the same as what we do with nouns. So un problème national, a national problem, becomes des problèmes nationaux. So the al becomes aux when it's the masculine plural. Feminine, just add e if it's feminine, es if it's feminine plural. If an adjective ends in el, en, n, il, eil, or in, then you double the last letter in the feminine and feminine plural forms, and then add e if it's singular and s if it's plural as well. So un programme sensationnel, masculine, une table sensationnelle, a sensational table, two l's and then an e on the end because it's feminine. More advanced still, I mentioned some adjectives that follow none of these rules. So good, for example, there's no rhyme or reason for this one. We go bon to bonne, so that's the masculine and the feminine. S on the end of both of these if you want plurals. Beautiful goes from beau for the masculine, belle for the feminine, beau with the x on the end for the masculine plural, and belle for the feminine plural. Old, vieux for the masculine, vieille for the feminine, vieux for the masculine plural, and vieille for the feminine plural. Okay. And we were talking about position before, weren't we? So most adjectives go after noun. So for example, une table verte, literally table green. But there are a few that can be put before or after the noun, but sound a little bit better when they're before. So petit is one of them. They still have the same ending. So if it was feminine, you have an e on the end, s if it was masculine plural, es if it was feminine plural. Grand, big, bon, good, gros, fat, jeune, young, mauvais, bad, vieux, old, meilleur, better. So an example might be une petite maison, so the adjective is here instead of at the end, or un grand village, the grand is here instead of at the end. Okay, rewind it back if you're not sure, otherwise I think you're done.